Hello and welcome to the No Balls podcast. I'm your host, Patrick McDonald, with me co-host Sheldon Kaufman. I think this is going to be the second to last bi-weekly recap of the season. It's been a really quick season. It's gone by super quick. It's been a really great season. Um, we're going to have trivia in a second. Sheldon has some breaking news for us. I don't know what this is quite yet, but he has it on the
Alright.
fly ready for me.
According to legal words, the Grizzlies have just fired Taylor Jenkins.
What?
Yes.
What did he
Via
do?
Chris Haynes. I don't know. He was called into the Grizzlies office this morning and fired in person.
Wow. This late
The
into the
Grizzlies
season?
are 44-29 this season. And are the 5 seed in the stacked West. So crazy.
And his
Crazy.
reputation has been pretty good his entire time. I mean, I hate to say, like, assume the worst, but like, it only makes sense if he did something to get him
Yeah,
fired.
I think that's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
Bleacher Report. Yeah, it's official. They fired him. Crazy
So,
stuff. It's just crazy.
we'll probably hear by tonight what the actual reason is for. We're recording this at around lunchtime on Friday, so by the time this comes out, we'll probably know the reason why. Yeah, like shit. Let's go to trivia. We can talk a little bit more after the about the Grizzlies after.
All right, Pat. Just one question for you today. What NBA team has made the most franchise final appearances without winning a title? So, what franchise has
Oh,
made the most NBA championships without winning it?
so I have to think about teams that have made it or who haven't won a title first. So I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah, think up, brainstorm.
I would assume OKC and Seattle are combined. I think they have a couple then. Or no, but Seattle did win a ring in the 70s.
So that would eliminate them.
Yeah, so that would eliminate them. Um, who hasn't won a ring? Phoenix definitely hasn't. I know they've made the finals once in the 90s. Portland, I think, won a ring. Like a while ago. Like not a while ago, but like way back in the day. Our parents weren't born yet. Minnesota definitely hasn't. I don't think they've made the finals though ever. So right now I'm sitting with Phoenix. Sacramento has won a ring in the Oscar Robertson time frame. um, let me think. Just thinking of mid teams. Knicks have won a championship. Celtics have won a championship. Raptors have. Philly has. Brooklyn. Brooklyn could be an interesting one. Brooklyn and Phoenix are on the radar right now. Miami has. Charlotte's never made the finals. Orlando. I don't know if they've ever made. They made the finals once, in 2009, I think, or 2010.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Wizards have won title. The Hawks have won.
73, baby.
I think the Hawks have won a title, but I also don't remember them ever making the NBA finals. So, um, let's see. Milwaukee, Detroit both won titles. Indiana. I don't know if Indiana has. Cleveland has. Uh, what's the other team in that division? Damn. Uh, I don't know.
The Pacers, Pistons, Bucks, and Bulls.
Bulls. The Bulls have. Okay. So right now I'm sitting with Indiana, Brooklyn, Phoenix, Sacramento, Golden State, both Clippers team. The Clippers haven't made the finals. OKC has with Seattle. Houston has won a ring with Hakeem. Dallas has won a ring. San Antonio's won rings. New Orleans, I don't think they've ever made the finals. Portland, well, I think has won a ring way back in the day. Yeah, I think I'm between Indiana and Brooklyn. I think I'm gonna side with Brooklyn because I know they haven't won a ring, even though I think Indiana might have made more finals appearances.
Dang, Pat, you had one of the teams and you kept saying
Oh, was it Phoenix?
it was the Phoenix Suns. They made it
Okay.
3 times in 1976, 93, and 2021. Um, so they made all the teams you mentioned. I think only made it once to the finals.
Wow, Brooklyn was only once.
Or Brooklyn could have been more low key.
Brooklyn might have been twice.
Yeah, yeah, but
Damn,
that was
I
a
should
good
have.
one though. I find that was like a good. Like I feel like I stumped you, but it wasn't like a crazy question. That was a good.
Yeah,
That was good. You had
because
it though. You were like,
it, as soon as I because I knew Brooklyn was two, I think, and as soon as I should have known that Phoenix was well, I didn't know that they had made one in the 90s. I thought they had. So I was thinking they were one finals appearance. Anyway, let's talk about the Grizzlies. They've never won a ring, have they? No, they definitely
don't
haven't.
think so.
Um, Taylor Jenkins just got fought. Like, this is crazy. Um, I, I mean, we're just gonna run off the assumption that it's for non-basketball reasons. And if we're being unfair to Taylor Jenkins, then we send our apologies. They're the 5 seed right now. I think 2.5 games up on the 6 seed. Um,
They're
there's
offensive and defensive rating this year.
yeah, like there's a pretty good chance that this team's just gonna maybe not win home court advantage in the first round, but they're tied with the Lakers to currently have it. They could easily have home court advantage in the first round with an interim head coach. Um,
I wonder who's gonna step up too. Like, and then are they gonna run like, you know how Taylor Jenkins likes to run this team like 10 deep. Um, this is gonna be interesting to see. Very, very like, are this how are the styles gonna change? Is that gonna affect them going into the playoffs? These next 2 weeks are definitely going to be interesting to watch. Like if we see the Grizzlies start to slip a little bit, I mean, there could be concerns for the playoffs.
yeah, I mean, just based off of them having an interim head coach, like I don't know, I might just give Golden State the series win against them if I had to pick. Like, yeah, I don't really know. That sucks. Um, While we're in the topic of the Western Conference, there's a team in the West that I did want to talk about because they've been playing really well. At one point, they were like 9-1 or like 10-2 in a stretch. Since I was always very high on them throughout the season. Houston's been awesome. They kind of had a little slump when Fred VanVleet and Sengun, their two best players, got hurt. So since then, those guys have been back. They've been playing really well. Specifically, their offense has been exceptionally good in the past month or so. Do you have anything on Houston that you want to bring up?
Not too much, but I've seen that Albert Sengun has been doing really good this year again. I think he just had like a 30-point double double, or yeah, pretty sure it was a double double against the Jazz last night. Tari Eason's back playing. Jabari Smith's back playing. I mean, the team just got healthy. And now like this is a team that's I think top four in the West. Um,
Second currently.
oh, they're second. Yeah. And then the Nuggets are like 2.5 or 2 games back. So I mean, the Rockets could be getting what the 6 seed,
It's like a 7 seed.
7 seed. So yeah, I mean the Rockets are looking really nice right now. If they can just keep this up, even if they fall to the 3 spot, I mean you could end up getting a Grizzlies team with an inexperienced head coach. With the Clippers playing as well as they have been the past few weeks.
I guess we should mention the Clippers because since they've gotten their guys back, it's looked a little bit different. Like Kawhi's been in and out of the lineup, and then when they get back, they're such an interesting team to me because I didn't think they were going to be good, and then they're just kind of good. Under the radar addition is a buyout guy. Ben Simmons is just like, I feel like Tyronn Lue always just wanted Ben Simmons on his team, like because they'll run these bench lineups with Ben Simmons and Nicholas Batum, and those are like the big guys in the lineup, and then like sometimes they'll have Kawhi out there, and it's like sure there's no traditional center out here, but the lineup doesn't feel small when those lineups are there, and they just switch everything on defense. James Harden's like kind of gives a shit about defense suddenly, like it's weird. Um, I really like it, and if you don't know why Batum is in the fourth quarter, I don't know what you're doing here because he it makes sense that he's in the game in the fourth quarter, man. um, you were higher on the Clippers than me. I'll let you give a piece on the Clippers if you want to.
Yeah, they've just been really hot lately. They've won 8 of their last 2. Kawhi coming back, I think, was huge. I mean, he's been looking really, really good this year. Doesn't really look like the injuries have been bothering him now that he's starting to ramp it up. And this Clippers team is going to be fun to watch in the playoffs because their defense is so good and they can also score if they need to because they have Harden, who has shown this year that he can go up and get 30 with making 5 or 6 threes. And yeah, I think he had a 50 ball this year too. Um, so, and then with Kawhi as well, Zubac has surprisingly been one of the better centers in the league this year. Um, Crazy. Pat Bev says he's a top 5 center in the league. Just wanted to bring it
Maybe
up.
not.
But I mean, he
Yeah.
has been incredible. Or no, he said most improved player, which is interesting. But yeah, Zubac has been great, and the Clippers have been really good. One of like the very few predictions I got right from last season, from the beginning of this season.
It's the team in the West that I was definitely most wrong about. I didn't think they quite had it, and yeah, I mean they've just been great. I think with them, their offense is just like fuck it. Like we can't really generate that many great shots, but we got enough like tough shot makers to where like it won't ever be too bad offensively. The floor is hey like Kawhi Leonard's a pretty good contested mid-range shooter. Hey, James Harden's not gonna ever finish at the rim, but he's still gonna go to the rim a lot and get fouled a lot. Um, 17th in offense currently, and then fourth in defense now. Um, eighth in simple rating system, which is adjusted net rating. They're a pretty good team, and I think they could be a tough first round out just because of all the versatility on their bench. Um, I maybe don't like Harden and Kawhi as much at the top as some of the other top players on other playoff teams, but I feel like they just have a lot of answers, and Tyronn Lue's a great coach. I'm not sure where he ranks in the coach power rankings, but I would think top 5. Is that crazy? Um, Clippers, man, you got them right. I did. I thought they were gonna fall off. um, let's see here. Just scouring the current standings, is there any team that you want to individually talk about?
Yeah, we'll talk at one not necessarily towards the top of the standings, but team that's been getting a lot of attention recently, and that's the Bulls, Pat. They've won 8 of their last 2, won 4 in a row, and beat the Lakers on probably the game of the year, in my opinion. I mean, did you see that? Uh, Josh Giddey, or someone hit a 3. Josh Giddey
Mhm.
steals it from LeBron, kicks it to Kobe White, who hits contested 3. Austin Reeves hits a layup with like 1.2 seconds or 2.1 seconds left on the clock, and Josh Giddey hits a halftime or a half court buzzer beater to win the game. I mean, absolutely unreal. And unreal is the word I would use to describe Josh Giddey's play recently. He's been balling this year, Pat. And in my opinion, it kind of looks like the Bulls won the trade that I don't think anyone really expected. Uh, Let me see the numbers here. Sorry, 1 second. Um, but he's been having a lot of triple doubles lately. Uh,
Mhm.
and let's see. He's averaging 14, 7, and 7. So averaging really good numbers, all around player. Bulls are gonna be fun to watch in the play-in tournament this year. That's about as much as I'll probably say. But hey, if you can beat the Lakers, you're pretty good. Obviously, it's different in a 7-game series when you're going against either probably the Celtics or the Cavs. But still, I think the Bulls have been very very fun the past 10 games. Yeah.
Yeah, Bulls fans get to look forward every year to the play-in game. It's their favorite time of the year in April because it means they play a playoff game. But yeah, if you didn't mention them, I was gonna mention how good Kobe White and Josh Giddey were playing recently, and yeah, really both of them are playing great. Um, some of it might be just the mystique of March basketball, where late in the season, like basically every team's either like nursing a ton of injuries or just tanking because they suck. But I think some of this, it can be taken with some seriousness. Kobe White a year ago or the year before really had a big run around this time, and then it has transitioned over. It is the hit rate 100% on guys who break out late in the season? No, but it is a little higher than some people lead on. I do think potentially they could be building something here. I think, like you said, it's a play-in loss is what it is, but it's a fun team right now. Shout out to Chicago. Kobe White really, he's turned his season around. I was thinking I was gonna have to drop him for the fantasy playoffs. Not drop him, but use him as a player to rotate in and out on roster moves. But it's not looking like that's the case right now. It looks like I'm just gonna have to keep him. Do you want to do the fantasy update right now?
Looking good for me, Pat. I'm gonna have to start getting in the gym soon. I'm going against the only guy in the league that checks his freaking thing besides me and you. So, I put up a bunch of points. I've used all my matchup acquisitions. I've done everything I can. Uh, but yeah, it's not looking good. I've had some very crucial injuries. Vic Wemby, Kyrie, my first 2 picks. Uh, Trey Murphy out for the season really hurt me too. He was a big pickup. And there's guys just not playing when I need them to. So yeah, not looking too good. Not looking too good right now, Pat. I'm not gonna lie.
And let me tell you, if I was in your situation right now, I would be having the same exact thing. Like Anthony Davis just got back. Jalen Brunson's currently hurt. Those are my two first round picks. Um, and then Bradley Beal never plays. Julius Randle's been in and out. He's been playing recently. And then current like Cade decides to wait till the playoffs to miss his first couple games of the year. Like it just everything's seemingly gone wrong for me so far that could have I currently I'm up like how many points? Like 600 points um with two days left in the week. So I'm looking good. I think you're down like 100. Is that right?
I'm down 50.
Yeah. You're not quite out of it yet.
I've done the calc. I mean, he's got more guys going on me in certain days, and my guys, it's not looking good. Not looking good. I'll be praying, but I mean, Devin Booker always goes off, and then we gonna see. OG Anunoby is friggin'. Of course, when I had him, he was literally shooting bricks, and then I drop him, and then he turns into like a 25 point per game scorer every night. Um, but yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good.
No, and we talked in the last recap about how the Knicks have looked so much different since Mitchell Robinson's come back, and then Jalen Brunson got hurt, and now they look even more different. To like it's like a new variation of the team. We're not gonna talk too much about it because like substantially, I don't think it changes what the team looks like in the playoffs. I just think like currently they just have to lock teams up on the defensive side of the floor, and some guys are scoring more than they would normally. But What do we have next that we want to talk about here?
Yeah, I think this is pretty big news. Dame's out indefinitely with a blood clot. I think this is huge for the Bucks' playoff chances. Um, I mean, the Bucks is a team that I saw as a serious threat, obviously, and they still do have Giannis, of course, but no Dame. This Bucks team is not a threat in the playoffs. I'll go ahead and say it right now. Unless he comes back, I seriously can't see them beating. They can't beat the Knicks without Dame. They can't beat the Pacers without Dame. They might be able to beat the Pistons without Dame, but this team might even fall. I mean, they're gonna stay at the 6th seed probably. I think they'll stay at the 6th seed. Um, and yeah, but I still think it's huge news, Pat. I mean, this is big, and this is not good for the Bucks. Who, like, wasn't Giannis talking about wanting to leave in the future this summer, this coming off season? Unless they sign him to a deal, I forgot about. I think Giannis is going to be pretty pissed off with the first round exit, and we could see a different Bucks team next season.
It would be a third consecutive first round exit as well. Um, they've
But
just
then,
really gotten they've just
sorry,
gotten hurt at the wrong times for the past couple of years. It really sucks for Milwaukee. Keep going. What were you saying?
I was going to say that Giannis was the guy that traded Drew Holiday for Dame, pretty much, which is
Yeah,
crazy. But
Giannis signed off on that deal and the original Drew Holiday deal. Um, I mean, he's made his own bed here. This Giannis is the GM right now. Yeah, it really like hurts them because you wanted to be the 4 or the 5 seed, specifically the 4. Because I mean that's a really good place to be at in the playoffs because you get the easier first round matchup. Um, like you get to play rather than the Knicks, Celtics, or Cavs. You get to play one of the Pacers, Pistons, or in the other two teams' cases, the Bucks. They're a half game behind Detroit, so I could see happening. As it currently stands, there's about 10 games left for every team, between 9 to 12 games. Um, yeah, it just they could be the 5 seed still, but I don't think they would get to the 4 seed. I think Indiana's 2.5 games up on them. Um, do you think that the East standings, at least the play-in's obviously going to change a little bit, but I think the 10 teams that are currently in the playoffs for the East are going to be the 10 teams that make the playoffs. Uh, Pretty obviously, but I think it could just stay in this exact same order.
yeah, unless the Heat fall off bad and the Raptors catch, yeah, I think
But
this stays the same. Um, yeah, the only thing I can maybe see switching is that 5-6 with the Pistons and Bucks, but I like everything else to pretty much stay the same. You don't think the Celtics have a chance to claim the one, do you? They're 5
they're
games out right now.
yeah, they're
That's gonna
5
be
out.
tough.
I would think um I would think Cleveland has the what's it called? The tiebreaker on Boston.
Oh, true, yeah. So
Because
they'll
I think
probably get that 1 seed.
yeah, so they're really 6 games out of Cleveland. Um I don't think 10 games is enough to make that up. I think Cleveland's going to be the 1, Boston's going to be the 2. The Knicks are 3 games up plus the tiebreaker on Indiana. Um and then they don't have the tiebreaker against Detroit, but then Detroit's an extra 2 games out. So I don't think the Knicks are going to fall from the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Um And between Detroit and Indiana, I think Indiana's the better of the two teams. You were talking about game of the year before, and I shook my head for a little bit. I don't know. The night before, Indiana versus LA, that was
Yes,
also pretty elite.
that
Like
is
that
true.
was a great ball. Um, LeBron hit a game winner. This is like the
After
tip in.
only scoring 2 points at half and keeping his like ridiculous streak alive of like 10 plus points in a game.
He, I think it was he hasn't scored under 10 points since Cooper Flagg's been born.
That's crazy.
And yeah, Cooper Flag's gonna go towards the top of the draft this next year. It's ridiculous. Just yeah, LeBron. We could have a whole episode on just random LeBron records, not even on like a glazing type of episode, but like just like what the fuck is this? Um, because there's just so many obscure ones that you could pull up that would be really fun to look at. Um, what do we currently think about play-ins? Do we think there are any play-in teams that could be an upset type of play-in, or they could make a run? Maybe be competitive in a first round series. What do we think?
Warriors.
Warriors. Yeah.
Warriors and I'll say the Timberwolves. Something about the Timberwolves could step it up and like Ant could go off for a series or something. But I think like legitimately probably the Warriors. I don't think the Kings could. And even though if the Mavs have AD,
No
uh,
Kyrie.
I'll pass. Yeah, no Kyrie. I'll pass.
And then
Um,
they
and
traded
then the
24
East, hell
point per
no.
game. Yeah. And the Mavs too traded 24 point per game scorer Quentin Grimes too. So like
I don't know
no real
why.
opportunity.
I literally don't like Nico Harrison. Can you like fire him? I don't know what the hell he's doing. Or is he the owner? Or is he the GM?
It's the GM.
Yeah, they need to fire his ass. I don't know what he's doing.
Right away, I was like, when the trade happened, I was like, this trade makes no sense. And then like the way things have transpired after just like proved me right in a way that I just didn't, like a degree that I didn't expect to be proven right. Like I was like, I knew it was bad. I just didn't know it was this bad. Yeah, Quinn Grimes has been balling. Some of it's the March basketball stuff, like I said before. Some of it's probably him just, on a heater right now with the shot, but looking great. Knew that player was there. Uh, yeah. Oof. We got any other main storylines you want to go over
Yeah,
here
this one maybe might not be too much about like basketball, but have you seen the LeBron versus Stephen A. Smith beef that's been going around?
to bring up? It's going crazy. The drama, getting on the Pat McAfee show,
Yeah. Well,
it
does
just
Stephen A.'s wild?
going crazy.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Like we could have talked about it last time because it was really starting to heat up last time. Um, but like, first of all, like Stephen A is definitely like he's tweaking, man.
Yeah. This all started with him talking about Bronny and then LeBron confronting him at the game. And then
Mhm.
Stephen A. Smith like starts to just like start dissing LeBron on all these random ass podcasts. And now every first take is just Kendrick Perkins, Windhurst, and Stephen A. Smith taking shots at LeBron. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know if you saw the Kendrick Perkins thing, but uh, he said Kendrick Perkins blocked LeBron's number after after he unfollowed him on Twitter or something. And then Stephen A. Smith said that he would swing on LeBron if LeBron touched him. We're not acting like LeBron's one of the most like crazy genetic specimens, pause, we've ever seen. Like he would kill Stephen A. Smith. Like I think Stephen A. Smith's totally out of turn, and it's like we. I think that the media is low key overstepping in this in a sense, right? Like Stephen A. Smith should not be able to be saying all these things about LeBron. Like it's crazy.
And all of this because he got his son an NBA contract. Who, by the way, if he was on a two-way deal at the start of the year or just on a G League deal, and he played the way he's played in the G League, he would have gotten an NBA contract. He's averaging 20 points per game and like five rebounds and assists, shooting 60% true shooting. He would have gotten an NBA deal. Did he get it guaranteed before he did that because of LeBron? Sure. But geez, man, uh, Stephen A didn't have a son fighting for Bronny's roster spot. Like he should not be this upset about it, man.
Yeah, and he's really like dragging it. You can tell like the did you see the thing he said where it was like we're not going to talk about how you weren't at Kobe's memorial service, like bro, like why you got to talk about like I think he's just trying to get a reaction for sure. It's kind of obvious, and I think LeBron was letting it slide, but it gets to a point, you know.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
and
LeBron's been hearing it for 23 years, almost like since he was 16. Like,
yeah, and the Windhorse stuff is crazy too because Windhorse, out of all people, has covered LeBron pretty favorably, like for 20 years now. And Windhorse goes on and says LeBron chose to wear number 23 because of Michael Jordan. And then he signed a shoe deal with Nike because that's what Michael Jordan did. He basically just called him a phony, a pretentious phony. Like, none of it feels real, and I don't know. I think it's funny that it's a 40-year-old LeBron James just clapping back at these dudes. Because, like,
he's done with the BS.
it's like, man, I got Luca now. I don't need to be doing all this. LeBron versus Stephen A. Let's see it happen. Just call an ambulance, but not for me. Oh Lord. I mean, Knicks fans have long not claimed Stephen A. Smith
Yeah,
because of the shit he says, and yeah, this is just now compiling on it. Like, what are we doing, man? And I'm glad LeBron said something like directly targeting the media because, I mean, we've been saying it all the time. Like, we think the NBA media a lot of the time is kind of lazy, and Shaquille O'Neal doesn't watch a lot of teams play. It just openly says it on live air to everybody, and we're wondering why ratings are down. Um, glad it was LeBron to call them out because if it was, I don't know, like if it was Caleb Martin calling them out, or if it was Georges Niang,
fine.
oh my God, they would have just
Blackballed
released
him.
Georges Niang. Yeah, he would have been gone, but it's LeBron saying it. Thank God. Um, I think another thing he mentioned too is NBA players like being a part of the media has gone a long way for like because he said back in the day like in his Miami time the media was even harsher on these guys because like the players were never there to defend themselves and they could say whatever they want, and now like Draymond Green is on NBA Finals games
Lou Williams
and
has a talk show.
mhm,
Kendrick Perkins is on ESPN.
yeah, for whatever that's worth. Uh, I
I don't know
don't
how.
think Kendrick Perkins is too bad though.
You don't? Yeah, but he's like very 50-50. I don't know. Like he's
Yeah,
definitely not the best
he has
gambit. Like
he
he
has
be
his misses,
tripping.
but
He be tripping. And he's
he
always up on that damn screen. Every time I look at ESPN, Big Perk. Yeah. Like, bro, how give me so much airtime? I don't get it.
um but he has less of the moments where like I'm really questioning if he actually like watches basketball versus all the other guys. He'll have a lot of moments where like you could tell his biases as a player are taking over, but like it does seem like he actually gives a fuck about what he's talking about, unlike uh some of the other people in the media. Anyway, I guess that was a pointless Kendrick Perkins shout out because he's still not great. But more of the NBA players are in there. Like I mentioned Draymond, CJ McCollum. He's kind of makes sense because he's the player the why
NBPA. NBPA,
yeah
yeah.
the
NBAPA, whatever. NBA Players
yeah
Association.
president. There we go. He's the president of the Players Association. Um, he's been on there. Joel Embiid was there in a playoff game after, or it might have been during the
Oh
draft
yeah, yeah,
actually.
I know what you're talking. Yeah.
And yeah, him and Paul George were there before Paul George went to Philly. I think the players being a part of the media is a good thing. And then in the biggest instance too, like JJ Redick had his own like podcast network. He took that on to being on ESPN First Take. And then he takes that on to being the coach of the Lakers, and actually a pretty good, damn good head coach. I think maybe the reason we don't have so many great people talking about the game, and I don't think this is true, is because the good people get hired to go elsewhere. In reality, there's a ton of good people waiting, not getting a chance because they weren't an NBA player and who actually care about it. Yeah, and we got Big Perk and Big Perk and Stephen A. talking about how LeBron unfollowed them.
I blocked him. I blocked him from my phone. Shut up.
Oh Lord. You are a critic of Bronny. How do you feel about Bronny's play in the G League?
He's a good G League player. I think I always was very firm on that standpoint that he was good in the G League. He's definitely improving. I'm gonna still hate on him though, for sure. I'm gonna still hate on him.
Fair.
I'm still gonna hate on him, but definitely doing a lot better than I thought he would. But I still think he's a G League journeyman. Hopefully he proves me wrong. He already has way more money than I'll probably ever see, but
That was before the
yeah, I'm talking about
before the
he didn't
NBA
have to
too.
hop in the NBA, and you already seen that. But yeah, he's definitely improved for sure. But yeah, I'm getting excited for the playoffs, and I'm getting a little excited for draft season as well. I think there's gonna be a lot of interesting prospects. Obviously, I'm excited for draft season. I'm a Wizards fan, my favorite time of the year. But yeah,
Every year. March Madness has definitely heightened it. We haven't ever really talked about college basketball. We did a college football episode. We also just don't do football episodes. It was really a really flash in the pan type of thing. But yeah, excited to see Johnny Broom go #1 overall.
hey, he's nice. He's nice.
He's a good player. Not he kind of just reminds me of Julius Randle, but
Yeah, low key.
Julius Randle's a good player.
Low key, yeah. But Cooper Flag, man, I watched him last night, bro. Shit, there's so many. He can hit the three. His defense is crazy, and he can pass really well.
We're gonna look back at this Duke team and be like, Jesus.
Yeah, have you seen their center? He's like 7. He is a crazy.
His name's so hard to
yeah,
say.
but
Yeah,
he's
it's so hard to say.
He's like one of those tall guys, but like he's not just tall. Like he has skill, at least from what I've seen, and he's pretty mobile in the paint for. But we're getting a little off topic with the draft stuff, but it's very exciting. Yeah, and this Duke team is crazy. I mean, you have 2 like 7+ footers in the paint, and then guys like Proctor who are just nailing it from 3. Knuppel.
Yeah, Knuppel too. Like Duke's gonna have 3 top 10 picks, I think. And if you are wanting to just watch some good college basketball, watch that Duke team because I think they're legit. I think all 3 of those guys are really fun. I haven't, finished the work that I would have done for like I did last year, but I've done a good bit on those 3 guys, and yeah, they're legit. March Madness legend Jalen Suggs. You think the Magic? What do you think about the Magic? Because Paolo's been playing better lately. We didn't sound the alarm, but like we hovered our hands over the
I'm not
Paolo
sounding the
alarm.
alarm, but I think this season is kind of lost. I think this is a lost season, yeah. But like this team was so good when they had everyone. So let's wait for next year. Let's get a good draft. Or get a good guy in the draft. I think the Silva's not that bad of a prospect. Or not prospect, player. I think he's gonna be what you wanted in this draft. He's gonna be a decent role player, for them, like a rotation guy. So I think the season's lost, but I'm not sounding the alarm on the team. I think this team is still very solid. when everyone's healthy, of course, and if KCP can play a little bit better. I don't know. His fall off is. I
Yeah.
don't think any of us predicted. I don't think me and you predicted at all.
You see, we should have known because in his career he's like a 33% 3-point shooter. But then when he plays next to like LeBron James or Nikola Jokic, he's like a 38% 3-point shooter. So it's just, maybe we should have seen that. Maybe this is proof that Paolo's not the next LeBron, because if he was, then KCP would be shooting 40% from
Wait,
three.
could be
So
true.
we're drawing at nothing. I think with them too, like they've had all the injuries. It's kind of like what Cleveland had a year ago, where like it's just really hard to build continuity with a ton of guys. Like if everybody went out at once and came back at once, I feel like they would probably be like, I would be a little bit more confident about them because they at least have the continuity playing together. But they just really don't, and it's really weird right now. Like Wendell Carter Jr. is like really being forced into this stretch big role because they no longer have Mo Wagner, and I think they really could use Mo Wagner back. Uh, how have I forgot? Goga Batate, there we go. Playing a lot better at the beginning of the season. It's kind of slowed down since then. They're going to be an off-season move, I think, with them, and at the very least, though, it was a good step forward from Franz Wagner this year. Even if the shot never came back. So everything else got better. Anthony Black plays great defense for them. Probably the last time we're going to talk about Orlando for the rest of the season. Are there any teams that you want to just talk about for the last time?
I'll just say, the Thunder are amazing this year. 61 wins. I think that's all I got to say.
I think we're going to talk about them again, though.
I get what you mean. Let me see. The Blazers. The Blazers are going to be something soon, probably. Denny Avdi has been amazing. Sucks that we gave him up, but all part of the process. Yeah, so definitely them. Yeah, I think just them. That's pretty good. I think that the Trailblazers have been really. I really wanted them to get that play-in spot, because that would have been fun.
Me too.
They're only 4 games out.
And
Man,
did you see that Matisse Thybulle's now back?
really?
So there's gonna be Thibault and Kamara out there
But
doing
I
the
didn't even know he
Spider-Man
was.
meme.
Oh yeah, 7 games, huh? What? Where would he? Where was he on? Like Jamaica's or national team? What national team? He was on like some
Australia.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was weird.
Yeah. Portland would have been awesome to get a playing appearance because like would have been just like a really ugly game. It would have
I
been a
need to
very
see
ugly
Jeremy
game.
Grant back in the playoffs. That's what I need to see.
Me too. I was watching like a 2020 game. It popped up on my YouTube.
Oh yeah.
From the bubble.
Oh, those are so good.
The bubble Nuggets. So good with Jeremy Grant on
Oh
that team.
no, that series with Mitchell's
Utah.
Jazz.
Yes. Such a great series.
Peak. Bubble was low key peak hoops. TJ Warren dropping 50. Lucas step back on like at the logo. Dame had a shot that like hit the rim, went 30 feet up in the air, and like went. Do you remember that shot?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And nobody ever talks about the 360 Jamal Murray layup where he releases it like this over Rudy Gobert. Nobody talks about it. In the playoffs,
Jamal Murray's a
down
little underrated.
3-1.
He gets kind of lost behind the Jokic stuff for some of those years.
Yeah, sick. He's a sick player. I guess while we're shouting out teams for the final time for the year, Zion's healthy, looking a lot better than he has before this like recent span. Shout out Zion, Hopefully, next year, we come
Will they
back
keep
and
him? Putting you on the spot. Will they keep him?
um, I don't think they're gonna get something that for them is satisfactory enough to move off Zion.
I'm thinking they would probably ask for like a first and a young player, or two firsts and a young player, and I don't know. I maybe
I
I
think,
maybe will shell out a first. I don't know if I could do two though.
yeah, I think of first and young players like a realistic asking point for Zion, and they should probably do it, but I don't think they would. I think they would want to more so be blown away by a Zion offer, and I just don't think there's no way they're going to get blown away with a Zion offer.
Yeah.
And I think somebody's going to buy in on Zion. Hey, maybe it's Portland. Y'all want Scoot Henderson and a first round pick? We'll take Zion. Maybe that happens. I don't know. I think that would be kind of sick. Um, I think I think they'll hold on to him just mainly because I think the roster's starting to build a little better around him. I think with Herb Jones and Trey Murphy out there, and then a center, I think they can muster up a decent enough defense around him. And Zion alone is like a one man offense type of player. Um,
My kind of thing is like I feel like if they do keep Zion and maybe they get a center, we're gonna be talking about them as we were coming into the season last season. We were like, ooh, DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum. This team could be pretty nice, healthy Zion, middle of the pack. They fall off. Even if they do get a center, like they go get Duke's guy, that big man center. Because Misi's been one of the better. He's been a pretty good rookie this season.
he's been a good rebounder.
Yeah.
Good
So
rebounder.
it's just kind of putting the Pelicans in a purgatory that they've been in for so long. But also, I mean, to be fair, we didn't see a healthy team, so there still is. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's going to be a lot of what if, what if, what if. That's just kind of what I'm looking at now.
Yeah. I gotta separate myself a little bit. I did have the Pelicans missing the playoffs. It's
What
I don't know.
you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. You were a little higher on them than I was. Um
I was
I,
enticed by DeJounte.
I was a little bit. Um we'll reflect on our preseason predictions. Uh as soon as the season ends. Probably at some point early in the playoff cycle. I don't know. I'm sure we will hate the picks that we made. Um, and it'll just be rough. I know it's gonna be rough because we're gonna when we have a correct prediction, we're gonna think, yeah, we should have got that right. But the incorrect predictions are way louder than
Yeah.
the correct ones.
Yep. Um, Jaden Hardy not MIP. That was bad. That was really bad.
I do not want to look over the breakout picks. I know mine were so bad, but we'll do it. We'll do it. Closing question, and then we're gonna wrap this one up. MVP right now, who is it?
I'm so sticking with Jokic. I've been all season.
Okay.
I just honestly think that he is the most valuable player because the Nuggets would be nowhere without him. Like, and he's averaging a freaking triple double on really good shooting efficiency. But like Shai's also having a historic season. This is probably one of the best MVP races in a while. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. You probably know more than me about it, but I feel like this is just such a great race, and like it could go either way. And but both of them are playing good. Does the MVP? They don't take it. Do they take account playoff success or no? Yeah.
No.
Damn, man, this could be crazy. I don't know. It's gonna be so close. I think they'll give it to Shea though. I do think
Think so.
I think they'll give it to Shea. I do think Jokic should get it, but Shea's fine.
I think
You
when
can't
we
be
look
mad
back
either
at it,
way. I just don't. I
yeah,
feel like you can't be mad either way.
when we look back at it in like 5 years, we'd be like, yeah, Shea, I guess, was the right pick. But like Jokic is like, we both believe that like as a player, maybe accolade wise, he isn't quite there yet. But as a player, like he's probably like a top 10-ish player of all time. I think Shea, like when we look back at it in 5 years, we'll be like, he was playing at that type of a level, and I think this is Jokic's best season of his career. It's an all-time great MVP race. I think I lean with Jokic too, but I understand that voter fatigue is probably gonna kick in, and they're gonna give it to the guy on a team that wins 65 games, and I can't really uh, hate on that decision. Yeah, unless you have anything else, we're gonna wrap this one up. All right, you'll be seeing this on Saturday, the 29th. The next episode will be out the next week, and we have not decided what it'll be. It might be a 2014 NBA redraft. We don't know. It might be another debate style or groupthink type of episode. We'll just have to see in a week's time.